Hey, waiter drivers, side hustlers. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully well. Staying safe out there. A little bit different scenery today. Coming to you on a side hustle waiter break, actually. Decided to stop and smell the roses a little bit, take in some scenery. This is a beautiful little lake setting here in our town that I don't get a chance to come to very often to visit. But I wanted to take an opportunity to discuss something about side hustles. Specifically, I want to talk about a strategy to how to get out of debt using a side hustle. There's many reasons why we have side hustles. And, obviously one of the reasons that I'm side hustling is to get out of debt. Figured I'd turn the camera around. I know you'd probably rather look at the lake than me, but I'll give you some more lake shots here in a second just to kind of keep things interesting. But yeah, I wanted to talk about how to get out of debt using a side hustle, kind of talk about the strategy that my family uses, specifically for using side hustle earnings to pay off debt. So what I like to do is I have all of my waiter earnings going to my primary checking account. And as you know, we get paid by waiter every other week, so every 2 weeks. And what I do is I pay all minimum payments on all of my credit cards, any loan debts, car loans, etc. Make all the minimum payments to stay current. And every 2 weeks when I get paid by waiter, I put everything I've got on the smallest debt. So every bit of side hustle earnings, and that's waiter earnings, any AdSense money from some old blogs and things that I have, eventually hopefully some YouTube monetization money will also be part of that side hustle. But I take all that money every 2 weeks and I make one payment on the lowest debt that I have, which is right now a credit card that I think I owe about $1,800 on it. So be excited to kill that one off here soon. We'll celebrate together when that happens. But the reason I do this is it keeps me motivated. It keeps me motivated for driving for waiter. If all this money went into my checking account and it just kind of got lost in the shuffle of, ordering pizzas on Friday nights and, buying clothes for the kids occasionally and that sort of thing, I think it would hurt my motivation. Speaking of motivation, here's another nice lake shot for you. See if I can get the hood out of the way here and just show some blue sky. Yeah, I could get used to this view. How about you? Pretty nice, huh? But yeah, one of the ways that I avoid burnout with waiter is I know that every 2 weeks I'm going to be paying off a large sum of money. Well, large to me, maybe $500, $600, $700, depending on how well waiter has been for me those last 2 weeks. And I know that all that money is going to go towards paying off a credit card or a car loan or some other, like a medical debt. That motivates me. And like I just mentioned, I owe about $1,800 on a credit card that I need to get paid off. And I know between making the minimum payment out of my regular checking account plus probably, I hope to make $1,000 this month. In 2 months, that credit card balance is gone. And I do subscribe to the Dave Ramsey philosophy of the debt snowball. I've seen it work. It's worked for me personally. It keeps me motivated. I order my debts smallest to largest. I pay minimums on all the debts. And like I said, I throw everything I earn extra. And that includes waiter, that includes Uber, that includes AdSense money, anything that I sell, like try to sell things on eBay, or my family will try to have a yard sale from time to time. Every bit of extra money, side hustle earnings, goes towards that smallest debt. And when it's gone, then I put everything on the next smallest debt. And it's literally a debt snowball, and I keep working that snowball right up the list, and I hope to be debt-free soon. My wife and I also have a goal to try to pay off our house early, try to get both of our kids through college, debt-free or out of debt as soon as possible after college. So we have a lot of goals, and frankly, this side hustle earning is going to help us get there. We could get there, out of my full-time job, but it would take longer. And I don't know, I like the idea of just compartmentalizing the earnings from side hustling and paying off debt, because like I said, it does keep me motivated. I like the Dave Ramsey method of paying off debt by using the debt snowball, because I get quick wins doing it that way. And I'm the type of person, I tend to get bored kind of easily and lose motivation. So if I were to line my debts up by interest rate, from the highest interest rate to the lowest interest rate, mathematically it might be the smarter way to pay off my debt. But one of my highest interest loans or debts is also the highest balance. I know that it's probably not good financially, right? But if I had to slog away at that thing for 8 or 9 months before being able to cut up something and close it, I would lose interest very quickly. So I'd much rather pay off 2 or 3 small things, close those accounts, cut up the credit cards, whatever I'm going to do with them, and get some quick wins, because that motivation is what keeps you going, keeps you interested, prevents burnout. Not that you're not going to get burned out, because like I mentioned in another video, this past Saturday I was burned out and just decided to take the day off after some unplanned, unscheduled HVAC work at home when our air conditioner went out. But yeah, let's do another lake shot here and kind of wrap up some thoughts on paying off debt, using your side hustle money to pay off debt, and some of the strategies that I use. I'm interested to hear from you too. Are you working a side hustle to pay off debt? Or are you working a side hustle just to supplement your income, just to make ends meet? Certainly nothing wrong with that. I've been there and done that too. And sometimes you do whatever you have to do, right? You do what it takes to get by. The current environment which we're in makes us feel a little less stable financially and in our careers. Certainly understand that. So side hustles like WAITR, Uber, delivering pizzas, cutting lawns, answering phones, working from home, whatever it is you do to earn extra income can help you close the gap. If your job has eliminated overtime and you counted on that for extra earnings, or if your job eliminated hours and or reduced your salary, heaven forbid, you may be trying to make up the difference with a side hustle. So it's not always icing on top of the cake. Sometimes it is the cake. It is part of the ingredients that keep your financial household in order, and that's certainly fine. But if you are in debt and you're looking for a way to make a big dent in your debt and get out of debt so that you can be free of the burden of debt and it weighing you down and making you depressed. I've been deep in debt before, and it's one of the most miserable feelings that I've ever experienced in my life, short of the death of parents, death of loved ones, things like that. Being deep in debt, absolutely, it just crushes your soul. It's the first thing you think about in the morning, the last thing you think about when you go to bed. And I can't think of any other better reason to side hustle, earn some extra money, and get out of debt in 2020 or 2021. If you're like me and it'll probably take you that long, that's okay. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. List those debts, smallest to largest. Attack the smallest one like your life depends on it, because your financial life does depend on it. And I'll continue to share some tips here, both on WAITR and eventually when I get back into Uber driving. But I also want to mix it up and just talk about life and finances and careers as it relates to side hustles. Of course, I'm not going to get too far off track, but I hope you enjoyed this little break in the typical WAITR driving videos. Certainly enjoy sitting out here looking at the lake and I will do this again on a future break so we can enjoy the scenery together. Again, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing, and please, comment, share the videos. I'm really looking forward to having some interaction in the comments. Let me know what side hustle you're doing and why you're doing it. Look forward to hearing from everybody. Again, stay safe, and everybody take care.